Primetime. What would the NFL give to us? Will it be 10 buck losses? Niners pretty passes? 8 skins a sacking? 7 for Sterling Century? 6 divisional races? Joe's 5th golden ring? 4 for the Birds? 3 Patriot wins? 2 playoff teams? And the leading rusher in the NFL? We deck the halls. Look for the brightest stars. NFL Primetime is next. Ho, ho, ho! Well, deck the halls. Ho, 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 and welcome to Week 16 of NFL Primetime. I'm Chris Berman. A lot of things starting to sort themselves out as far as the postseason is concerned, and it should at holiday time to help give out the gifts and to help sort things out. Tom Jackson, Robin Roberts, Christmas colors.
Yes.
We're ready to fly. But first, let's look at those late scores around. Just the final, San Francisco 49ers just go into the Silver Dome and shake, rattle, and roll over the Detroit Lions. 55-17, the Niners just obliterate Detroit, who, by the way, stays in first place in that wacky NFC North. The Chiefs trailed 17-0, but Joe Montana led them on a big comeback. They lead the Chargers now 28-17, 5.5 minutes to go at Arrowhead. We'll keep you posted. Raiders and Bucks. It was a 7-point game at the half, but the Raiders have gone on top with about 9 minutes to go in this game over Tampa Bay, who could lose double digits for the 11th straight year. Consistency. And with about 45 seconds to go, Rick Meyer has scored a few moments ago. 1-yard run to give the Seahawks 27-24 lead with the Cards. Phoenix has the ball. We will keep you posted. Of course, our Sunday night game tonight at the Big Horseshoe. The Indianapolis Colts hosting the Philadelphia Eagles, who are game every week, just coming up a little bit short a lot of the time. Mike Patrick and Joe Theismann are set to call the game for us. They have a preview. Gentlemen.
Thank you, Chris. We're standing by at the Hoosier Dome in Indianapolis for the Eagles and the Colts. Good evening, everybody. I'm Mike Patrick. Joe Theismann joins me in a moment. One of the keys to success in football is stability at quarterback, but because of a rash of injuries, that's a luxury that Rich Kotite has been unable to enjoy. In his 3 seasons, he's had to go with 7 different quarterbacks. Here's a look back. And for the second time in 3 years, Rich Kotite has had to go without his main man. Randall Cunningham lost him for most of the season again.
Yeah, well, Mike, you can see the problems when it comes to point production, obviously, but there's another area where the problem jumps up, and that's in big play production. The Eagles last season, inside the 20, scored 180 points. Outside, 137, best in the NFL. This season, they've only put up 163 points inside, but look at the drop-off. Only 20 points, last in the NFL, outside of the 20-yard line. Now, to me, Rich Kotite has done a great job. He's 27-20 under the circumstances. You got to look at the job he's done and said, wow.
His quarterback tonight, Bubby Brister, who gets the call coming up at 8 Eastern. The Eagles and the Colts. Back to you, Chris.
All right, Michael, we look for live action from the Hoosier Dome at the top of the hour. Plenty of action, though. Some big games, especially in the AFC, atop a pair of divisions. In the AFC East, the Bills and Dolphins fought it out for first place. Don't they always? And the Oilers and the Steelers. Oilers looking to win the Central. Could they do it at Three Rivers? We'll show you what happens.
Radio Shack has unique gifts for everyone on your list this Christmas. There's stocking stuffers, gifts just for fun,
Breaker, breaker. Hey, want to go play some
magical musical gifts, and so much more. Hundreds of unique gifts at Radio Shack, your Christmas electronics store.
compete, you've got to be strong. To win, you've got to be smart. Maybe you can be one of us, the few, the proud, the Marines.
Foot Locker definitely has the shoes. Adidas, Feelers,
Asics, Converse,
Reeboks, and Nikes.
They answer all your questions.
Got these in black? Yeah, we got them. Let me measure you up. These guys are in here all the time.
They have hats, shirts, jackets.
They know their stuff.
So it's going to provide support.
But you gotta look good so like, the girls, you know, they notice you.
I hate it when you go into another store and they say, sorry, we're out.
Foot Locker has the shoes and the sizes.
I'm a size 13.
13, man. It's not a foot, it's a paw.
These days, people who want to save money on lunch are brown bagging it. Because McDonald's original hamburger is still just 59 cents. Our delicious cheeseburger is 69 cents. And that is no baloney. Now McDonald's always has one extra value meal for $2.99. Might be this one, this one, this one, or to find out which extra value meal is $2.99, go to your local McDonald's. Because if you want to know, you gotta go. Come on, no food fights.
NFL Primetime is brought to you by McDonald's. What you want is what you get at McDonald's today. And by Foot Locker, the world's most complete athletic footwear store, where it all begins.
The San Diego Chargers have just got a touchdown by Natron refried Means. There's about 5.5 minutes to go in this game. They pulled it within 28-24. Montana had been out, but he's back in the contest for the Chiefs. Reggie Cobb has scored a touchdown for the Buccaneers, who have pulled it within 10 of the Raiders. We'll keep you posted. And with just 9 seconds to go, Phoenix has the ball inside the 40 for one last shot. Still trailing the Seahawks 27-24. We'll keep you up to date. Drew Bledsoe and the Patriots riding a one-game winning streak. Could they make it 2 on the shores of Lake Erie?
Now, imagine I'm an Infinity J30 under assembly. So why am I just sitting here? Because if you want an incredibly precise body, you can't roll it around while you're building it. So, instead of moving the car around, Infinity moves around the car. It's called IBAS construction. At your Infinity room, you can learn about all the incredible thinking in this car. Because they wouldn't want you to appreciate them just for their bodies.
Lease one of the world's most advanced automobiles, now at a very special rate for a limited time.
Everyone knows about the wonderful ambiance of Shepherd's, but were you aware of our beautiful, spacious banquet facility? The Plaza Room at Shepherd's is perfect for up to 200 guests. The Plaza Room at Shepherd's still gives you the impeccable, delicious dining experience you've known for the past 15 years. And during that once-in-a-lifetime occasion, the Plaza Room's elegant bridal room becomes your private suite. The Plaza Room at Shepherd's, where your next banquet setting is waiting for you.
The Giants and the Saints. We go backstage with New York's Rodney Hampton and look at 2 great linebackers, Ricky Jackson and LT.
NFL Prime Monday, 7:30 Eastern, only on ESPN. From the island of Maui, college basketball Hawaiian style. The Maui Invitational starts Tuesday only on ESPN. Aloha.
Welcome back to NFL Primetime. Bill Parcells and Bill Belichick, 2 men that combine coaching talents to win a pair of Super Bowls. Parcells, head coach of the Giants. Belichick, his defensive coordinator. Not a lot of secrets, you figured, when these 2 met as coach of the Patriots and the Browns, respectively, at Cleveland. Both tried to put their best foot forward, having the ultimate respect for the other man, and there they are sharing a few laughs, which is something you don't see either do a lot. First quarter, Vinny Testaverde. Hey, he was laughing to Mark Carrier, 32-yard gain. But, Tom.
Yeah, you watch this catch right here. It appears that Carrier only gets 1 foot in bounds, but since I'm not an official, that catch will stand.
Yes, it will, Tom. And so Testaverde goes back to work. Hits Leroy Horde, always working for his yards, takes the hit, goes for 17. And then he hits touchdown Keenan McCardell. He had only 3 catches going into this game. There's a touchdown, Vinny, 4 for 4 on the drive, 7-0 Cleveland. Bill Belichick's offense rolling again. Here's Vinny to tight end Brian Heat into Kinchin for 29 yards. Then Testaverde to McCardell for 19 more. Then Testaverde again to touchdown McCardell for 10 yards. 14-3 Browns. They love it on the dog pound, Tom.
Yeah, McCardle covered here at the back of the end zone. You see him make the cross route right there. The corner passes him off. Nobody picks him up.
Vinny in the first half, 9 of 11, the pair of touchdowns to McCardle. He's rolling. But Ronnie Harris makes a nice return of a Brian Hansen punt for New England. Look at him go down to the 16-yard line, then a 4th down. Matt Barr, they got him this week, all reliable on the field goals. Used to kick in Cleveland for years. Well, Bill Parcells, as Belichick knows, boy, he loves 4th down. Play action, Bledsoe, Kevin Turner, nice play. 4th down gamble pays off. Touchdown, P-Men. They trail it 14-10. Now it's 17-13 Browns, 4th quarter. Testaverde, look at him lofted to Terry Metcalf, looking back, whack, and there he goes, zip. And there he goes, zip. Oh, he just can't make it. It's a huge game. Testaverde, then to McCardle for another 1st down. And then Testaverde goes for the jugular. But it's picked up by Deion Lambert. Deion of the Belmonts Lambert. Testaverde knows he blew a great opportunity. So the Patriots have a chance. You see 4 minutes to go. On the blitz, Kevin Turner breaks free. He hasn't run for 49 yards since he was in high school, but he does so here. And then on 3rd and goal, Bledsoe, Vincent Ultimate Brisby, incomplete, but Mike Johnson called for holding. Parcells said, yes, we're on a 1-yard line. They go back a couple, and then Leonard Russell pulls up the middle for a touchdown. The Patriots lead at 20-17. Last chance for the Browns, but Maurice Hurst, pretty good player for the Patriots, makes a pick of a Testaverde pass, who stumbled a little bit in the second half to the 2 picks, 12 of 20. Break up the Patriots. They've won 2 in a row. Parcells over Belichick, 20-17. I think the upset in this game is that in a game between Bill Parcells and Bill Belichick, the respective quarterbacks, Tommy, combined for 78 passes. I mean, who would have thought that? Oh, those P-Men, they've won 2 in a row.
A lot of passing and to break them up. A lot of passing in this game, but Drew Bledsoe was careful with the football today, threw only 1 interception, and they were very effective running the ball. Great job by Leonard Russell inside the 5-yard line, getting it in for the touchdown. And then when you think about Vinny Testaverde, a great job of scrambling around, avoiding the rush, touch on his passes until the game was on the line. Then the 2 INTs.
I thought you buried the hatchet last week.
He made me pull it out.
You found a shovel, you dug up the
right.
hatchet. Oh, Vinny. At any rate, it's the Patriots that beat the Browns. The Browns have kind of disappeared after a 5-2 start. They've lost 6 of their last 7. When we return, Packers, Vikings, Chris Carter, the acrobat, will show you.
25 years the club's been taking this vacation. Maybe it should have been 24.
Welcome to Dollar. Something in a full size?
As long as there's room for my hog.
Or as much room as you need. Rent from Dollar. They're right on the airport, right on the money.
All right, everybody, hands on the wheel at 10 and
Call your
2.
travel agent or 1-800-800-4000.
When you're 180 with 4.5 speed, the last thing you want is to run into somebody 260 with 4.5 speed. Madden NFL 94 for Sega Genesis and Super NES. 80 teams and bigger, faster players to leave chasing your caboose. If it's in the game, EA Sports. It's in the game.
They are more precious than gold. Sweeter than the honey. They are more precious than gold. They make wine.
With 3 hours of breathtaking picture and sound on a single tape, and instant playback at the touch of a button, nothing portrays the moments that color our lives like a Sony Handycam camcorder. It's your life. Isn't it worth a Sony?
At the end of regulation, Greg Davis, 55-yard field goal, good! The Cards and Seahawks to overtime in the Kingdome. Cards won the toss. They have the ball. We'll keep you posted.
Watch as an NFL player provides a glimpse of his life inside. Presented by Sony Handycam.
How you doing? I'm Toy Cook of the New Orleans Saints. You know, people think it's tough playing the Niners, the Falcons, and now the Rams, but, you know, tough is putting on the Christmas party. Action. You coming to the party, right, Brett Maxey? Not dope. Well, don't hear you. Ho, ho, ho. Ah, what to wear? Don't want to wear these shoes. Not appropriate. Let the games begin. The Christmas party, the Saints, 1993. Be there! 1, 2, 3. The Saints, dysfunctional family Christmas. Merry Christmas from all the Saints. Saints are going to the Super Bowl. Please, Santa, please.
Tune in next week when another NFL star shows us his life inside.
All right, back on NFL Primetime, and well, Primetime's been doing it for the Atlanta Falcons,
that he
Rob.
has.
They feel they were in the playoff. The Washington Redskins really just playing for pride.
You know, when you saw this game in the schedule early on, you thought Washington would be the one still in the playoff picture and not the Atlanta Falcons, but it's the exact opposite. Despite an 0-5 start, Falcons still had a shot at the playoffs heading into RFK. Washington, as Boomer said, out of the playoff picture, just playing for good old pride, which can be dangerous for the opposition when it comes down to that, because, oh my, it has been one of those seasons for Washington, a mighty long season. But today, Jerry Glanville, the Falcons were at RFK where they had never won. But Washington started just as their season has gone. First quarter, no score. Brian Mitchell can't find the handle, and Atlanta recovers. Then 2 plays later, Bobby Hebert finds Mike Pritchard from 29 yards out in the end zone. Falcons up early, 7-0. But Richie Pettibone's guys actually got some breaks. Down 7-2, Mark Rippon drops back, throws deep to Desmond Howard. But Vinnie Clark called for interference, TJ.
Yeah, a great job of coverage by Vinnie Clark, but one of the first things you have to do as a DB is turn around and give the referees a chance to see you facing the football. He didn't interference call.
Proved costly. Sets up Mark Rippon from 1 yard out. Washington up 9-7. Then Washington comes up with one of their few big plays of the year late in the half. That is A.J. Johnson stepping in front of Bobby Hebert's pass, gone 69 yards. Washington up 16-7, TJ.
Yeah, sometimes you read the quarterback's eyes, the pattern that the receiver is running, a game situation. A.J. did all 3 right here, and then did a great job of catching the ball with his hands. Didn't let it get to his body where he could have fumbled it.
It was 16-7 at the half, but the Falcons came back in the second half. Steve Broussard got it going for the Falcons in the third. He carried the ball 26 times for 162 yards. And Broussard would get the call from 2 yards out. After a Norm Johnson 42-yard field goal, the Falcons up 17-16. Mark Rippon brings Washington back in the fourth. First, look at that. Desmond Howard getting involved in the offense. Then Rippon to Ricky Sanders. Makes some big-time moves to gain the first yard and the first down. That sets up the go-ahead score for Washington. Watch the running. Ernest Biner from 7 yards out. Washington up 23-17. Then Monty Coleman, who had a huge game. Just about 2 minutes left in the game. Hebert pressured, sacked by Sterling Palmer. He fumbles. Who's there? Coleman. Picks up the loose ball, goes 29 yards for the score. TJ will tell you more about Coleman a bit later. Scott Case and the Falcons bumming. They knew they needed this one. 30-17. Washington comes up with a victory. The Falcons' 5th straight loss to Washington as they drop to 6-8. Atlanta controlled the ball for more than 40 minutes but committed 6 turnovers, which led to 23 points. Washington also came up with 7 sacks. The Rams made the trek cross-country to face the Bengals. Rams' first trip to Riverfront in 9 seasons. First quarter, Rams' first possession, TJ Rubley. Buy some time. Goes for the first down. He gets it, but Rod Jones is there, stripping the ball from him, and James Francis recovers. He was happy about the field position. The Bengals offense hits the field, and Bruce Kozerski hits Jeff Query while in motion, and the Bengals perhaps buying into another myth, but the field position led to a field goal, 3-0 Bengals, so the Rams look to Jerome Bettis, the 243-pound running back. Some great moves up the middle, TJ.
Yeah, and he gets a nice kick-out block here by number 34, Tim Lester, right there. That creates a nice seam for him to get some ground upfield.
Same drive, second quarter, Rubley hands off to Bettis. Is it a touchdown or not, TJ?
Well, sleight of feet rather than hands here. Jerome Bettis, you can see him get into the lean, and right there, they call the illegal motion.
5-yard penalty, no touchdown. Bengals ball. David Klingler hands it off to Harold Green. He goes 14 yards. Bengals are driving. Derek Finner then goes over the top for the score. 9-0 Bengals. You saw the touchdown. That's right. A rare sight. their first touchdown in 11 quarters. Third quarter, 9-3 Bengals. Klingler, watch this touch. Watch this. Ooh. Over to Tony McGee for 36 yards. That led to another field goal. 12-3 Bengals. Go on with your bad self. Rams get the ball again. Bettis gets the ball again. 17 hard yards. Jerome Bettis with 124 yards in the day. His fourth consecutive 100-plus yard game. Rams still trying, but they fumbled a snap. And the Bengals come up with the victory by a final of 15-3, a career high 223 yards for David Klingler. But you know what? A season low, 36,612 fans showed up at Riverfront to watch the Bengals' second victory. And oh, by the way, both Bengals victories coming over a team from L.A. First the Raiders, now the Rams.
Yeah, and in both cases, as Tommy says, Robin, they could see their breath. Those Southern California teams, they see their breath.
They don't like that.
They don't like it at all. The Bengals and the Patriots winners on the same afternoon. What a great afternoon it was.
That it was.
But there's some other things we're talking about, like some big-time rivalries, like in the NFC Central, the Green Bay Packers and the Minnesota Vikings. The Pack, they call it Titletown Green Bay, but it hasn't been Titletown since 1972. Last time Green Bay won the Central. But even though they had the inside track, Dennis Green's Vikings have had Mike Holmgren's Packers numbers. 3 for 3 against Holmgren thus far. Could the Pack get off the schneid today at the frozen bratwurst of County Stadium in Milwaukee? Teams looking for playoff tickets. Ho, ho, ho. Darrell Thompson runs left and stuffed Santa for 28 yards. His longest run of the season. Sets up a field goal by Jackie. 3-0 Pack after 1. Offensive coordinator Brian Billick trying to get the Vikes going, and Jimmy Mack does so. Finds Chris Carter over the middle. Look at him go. Carter either catches touchdowns or big gators. He could go all the way. But he doesn't. Knocked down at the 58 yards. First and goal. The drive continues. Second quarter. Jim McMahon to the missile. No scud. Kadri Ismail, the touchdown, his first ever in the NFL, 7-3, the Vikes. First touchdown pass for Jimmy Mack since October 3rd, 122 attempts ago. Well, the score is still 7-3. Brett Favre looking for, guess who?
Sterling Sharp.
Yeah, Sterling Sharp. Strong arm throw, Tommy. Touchdown Pack.
Here, you look at the lower left of the screen. Watch the safety. He comes on the blitz. Favre, a good job here of scrambling away from it. And that gives Sharp a chance to get open in the front corner of the end zone right there.
So the Packers of Mike Holmgren and company up 10-7 at the half, and they are all fired up. Third quarter now. Scotty Graham, a cast-off of the Jets. Terry Allen out before the year started. Robert Smith out. Graham making the most of an opportunity, a 6-yard gain. Then the youngster from Ohio State goes left for a 10-yard gain. Then the youngster from Ohio State keeps running, and he goes left for a 10-yard gain. And that helps set up McMahon. You guessed it, Chris Carter.
All he does is catch touchdowns.
Unbelievable. 14-10, the Vikings lead. Pack give the ball back to the Vikes, and here they go again. Scotty Graham running left. Sounds like a broken record for 6 yards. Graham, a career high, 139 yards, 30 carries. What a workhorse Scotty Graham was this afternoon in Milwaukee. Same drive as we move to the fourth quarter. Jimmy Mack to Chris Carter. Again, they hook up for a second touchdown. Buckley's beaten.
Yeah, man-to-man coverage by Buckley. Great outside release there by Carter. And then look at McMahon deliver the ball right at the goal line.
Then with the score 21-10, Brett Favre, Mr. Comeback, trying to bring him back. He fires. Tipped off of Bennett's hands into the hands of Mark Clayton from
Louisville.
Touchdown. Did he have it both feet in
Well,
time?
you watch him right here. It doesn't look like he gets pushed out. Looks like he would have landed out of bounds anyway, but we'll give it to him.
Well, Dennis Green is squad down to just a 21-17 lead. On fourth down, Vincey Glenn breaks up a pass, and they've held, but the Packers save all 3 timeouts. Hold the Vikings on down, they punt. One last chance. Could they pull out a miracle on Reggie White's birthday? No! Overthrown by Favre into the hands of Vincey Glenn, who played a huge role at the end. And the Vikings on the 3 touchdown passes by Jimmy Mack, who has beaten Green Bay in 10 straight starts now for him as both the Vike and the Bear. The Vikings beat the Pack 21-17, so now they're just one back of the Pack. The Vikes at 7-7, and the Packers at 8-6. So Sterling Sharp caught 6 passes today, but he gets stopped at 99. So in 14 games, he doesn't become the 3rd ever to catch 100 passes in a 14-game season. And just the Vikes seem to have the Packers' number lately.
Well, you know, Robin talked a little bit about what pride and experience can mean to you on the field, and I think that's what we saw from Jimmy McMahon today. He threw his first touchdown pass since Week 5. He threw 3 today. When you know his magnificent record against the NFC Central, when he sees the opposite-colored jersey in his division, he comes up with whatever he has to win football games.
And Favre this time didn't make the plays at the end, as you point out, Tommy. So, oh, that NFC Norris. They'll be pulling the goalie the last couple of weeks of the season as the team skate for home ice advantage. Check this out as we go inside the numbers. He loves L.A. David Shula against L.A. teams is 3-0. Against teams from any part of the rest of the world, he's 4-23. We rustle up all those numbers for you, don't we? When we return, Miami making more turnovers than a good bakery against Buffalo. We'll be back.
Recently, at a big building, some of the country's biggest bureaucrats gathered together to resolve a big issue. Will the big chunks on new Pizza Hut Chunky-style pizza mean big taste?
I predict it will taste the same.
I predict it will taste better.
I think we should just eat it.
Excellent idea.
Big chunks do mean big taste.
New Chunky-style pizza from Pizza Hut. An idea so big,
Really big.
even a bureaucrat can see it.
Marvel Comics X-Men video packs are at Pizza Hut just for the holidays, so hurry and get your claws on them.
Hey, it's time to get live on Prodigy. Don't you hate guys who think they know it all about sports? Your brother-in-law, Phil, wish you could beat Phil at his own game? Get on Prodigy and get sports experts like Dick Schaap, Fred Edelstein, and ESPN's Peter Gammons. We've got stats, insights. We know what's going on with just about every team in sports. Next time you see old Phil, rattle off everything you learned. He doesn't have to know where it came from. Call 1-800-PRODIGY and get live on the Prodigy service.
We'd like to welcome those of you that have just watched the Chiefs outlast the San Diego Chargers. Well, I tell you, the Chargers, they lose most of the time to the Chiefs, but they play them close. Chiefs 28, Chargers 24. Highlights in a moment. And welcome aboard to those that watch Greg Davis become the hero. 55-yard field goal at the gun caused overtime. Phoenix had the ball the whole overtime. 41-yard field goal wins it. Cards 30. Seattle 27. Highlights of that later in NFL Fast Gas. The Buffalo Bills at the Miami Dolphins. How often, certainly in recent years, has the AFC East come down to this? Both stood at 9-4, again atop the division. Last year, of course, they met for the right to go to the Super Bowl when Buffalo beat Miami 29-10. Both teams staggering in a bit. Miami lost 2 straight home games. The Bills had lost 3 of 5. But when the going gets tough, the Bills get going, especially if it's at Joe Robbie Stadium. It just seems that's where they like it. They like the suntans. Don Shula's team trying to play for playoffs by Jim Kelly and Brian Cox. And then Chuck Klingbeil and John Davis on the undercard. Early first quarter. Jim Kelly, leading receiver this year for the Bills. Pete Metzelaars. Tight end hasn't been a leading receiver on this team since '62 when Ernie Warlick did it. But Metzelaars had a big year, Tom.
Yeah, you see him highlighted here against linebacker Dwight Hollier. Runs a nice bend pattern out, bends it back in. Kelly delivers it right when he has to.
Well, that led to a Kenneth David touchdown. 6-0 the Bills. They missed the extra point. Scott Mitchell making his first start in a month. The lefty to Mark Ingram. Touchdown, 15 yards, and the Dolphins make the kick and lead it 7-6. Now they lead it 10-9 in the second quarter. And Jim Kelly, a victim of the tip drill. The ball is tipped and into the hands of J.B. Brown. 2 of the starters in the secondary for Miami are sidelined with injury, but Brown is there and he makes the pick. Henry Jones got hurt for one play, the all-pro strong safety. So with him out, you go right to the tight end, Keith Jackson. Oh, Nelly. The Dolphins lead it 17-9.
Yes, you watch the Dolphins line up here. Kurt Schultz and Henry Jones right there in the defensive backfield, going to get caught inside. And that's going to allow Jackson to run free to the front corner of the end zone.
Unfortunately on that play, Tommy, for Marv Levy's Bills, Kurt Schultz knew nothing. He saw nothing. But Kenneth Davis saw plenty. A 12-yard run off the left guard, and it's a touchdown. It's a 17-16 Miami lead, then a field goal by Christie makes it 19-17 Buffalo. Scott Mitchell now gets into trouble. Late second, picked off by Mickey Washington, and look at him go. 27 yards. Cornelius Bennett plows Mitchell, and the Bills are very quickly up 26-17. 26-20 at the half. Walt Corey trying to get his defense to make more picks. Here they come. Scott Mitchell to Keith Jackson. And the strip is made by Darryl Talley, and Nate Odoms picks up the ball. The turnover, the touchdown, 33-20, Buffalo. Then, Shula sees it go from bad to worse. Mitchell, the wounded duck. The Bills wondered if his arm was strong enough to go long. It's not. Matt Darby, the dinosaur, picks it off, and he's down to the 18-yard line. Sets up a Davis Scamper, 40-20, Buffalo. They scored 31 points in 7.5 minutes. Steve DeBerg in, trying to rescue the Miami Dolphins. The Keith fires, hit by Cornelius Bennett, hits into the fumble, and the Bills have it. And Don Shula says when you turn the ball over this many times, especially to a team that has 42 takeaways to lead the NFL, you're going to be in trouble. Ensuing Bills drive. Jim Kelly to Dunn, 29 yards, 47-20. The Bills were way down, but now they're making it a laugh-up. 31 points at 7:09. Just like we said, we don't lie. Dolphins come back. DeBerg, the fine rookie running back from Virginia, Terry Kirby. Kirby does a lot with the football after he catches it. 34 yards, touchdown, 47-27. Most receiving yards today by Kirby ever for a Miami back, more than Tony Nathan and others who caught a lot out of the backfield, 148 yards. Marino, DeBerg trying to come up with some strategy here, and here's Bergie.
Yeah, DeBerg does a great job here of eluding the rush and throwing the ball as he's falling down to Mark Ingram for a touchdown.
It's a touchdown. It's 47-34. Marv, the perfectionist, is saying, wait a minute, this is getting a little too high scoring. So on fourth down, Keith Byers is nailed and stopped short of the first down. But Byers wants a better spot. He gets something better holding on the defense, and Miami keeps possession. Marv not pleased. But it's been a day of turnovers, and I guess it is better to give than to receive. That's what the Miami Dolphins thought today. And Nate Odoms, number 9 in the interception department for the Pro Bowl corner, makes the pick. Steve DeBerg upset. This is the time with Jim Kelly. His mom had a heart attack a couple weeks ago, blows a kiss to his mom, and that's nice. And the Buffalo Bills look nice. The highest scoring game this season in the NFL. The Bills 47 and the Dolphins 34. The Bills have a home game against the Jets, a road game to the Colts. If they win them both, or even if they tie with Miami, they right now hold the tie-breaking advantage. They're in the driver's seat in the AFC East. Houston at Pittsburgh, a game atop the AFC Central. And, of course, the Oilers all thinking about their fallen teammate, Jeff Alm, or the decals of their defensive lineman's number 76. And rather than be lethargic, the Oilers